how do we become more playful in everyday life?
And how do we introduce the element of maybe childfulness as well? And playfulness.
Yeah.
Because we know that children play a lot.
Well, yeah, hopefully. Hopefully you would think that you would play as a child. So got to do more of that probably nowadays.
We do have to do more.
Anyway, that's what we're going to be talking about on this week's episode
of Get Real with the English Sisters. So join us. Also on YouTube, so you can come and see us. You'll see the video there.
And come and say hello on @GetRealWithEnglishSisters on Instagram or wherever you see us.
Yes.
So let's get cracking now. Let's get...
playfulness.
Play.
I remember there was a time in my life where I'd kind of forgotten to be playful.
Yeah, I do remember that. You actually used to tell me that.
Mid-30s or something.
Yeah. You sort of became like overwhelmed with, raising the children and the elderly parents, which are both our elderly parents because
we're real sisters.
We're real sisters, yeah. And both our parents were rather ill basically at the same time, which was really tough on us. It was really, really hard time. And we had the little ones. I had 2 children. Violetta had 2 children. So, what are you laughing at?
We still got them.
We still got them, thank goodness. Yeah, but they've grown up now. That's what I mean. They're not children anymore.
No.
They're 26.
They're always our children.
They're our children, yeah. Though, yeah. I still, whenever we talk about them, they're like the kids. But yes, anyway. Yeah, and at that particular moment, I think, especially you said, I don't feel as if I play anymore.
No, but I think it's not just that. I think that as we get older, we forget to laugh and smile. We've got, we get the the reality of life, hits you, and you just suddenly think, there's no more time for play.
Yeah. Which is not the right kind of thing, really, is it? Because there is always time for play, which is how we come
playfulness. If you schedule playfulness into your lifestyle, you will become more playful. It's a muscle that needs to be exercised.
Well done, yeah. That's what I was thinking. It's like it's going to take effort, isn't it?
Yeah.
At first, especially because you're in the, the grudge of everyday life. I don't even know if that's the right way. You're just getting on with it. And, especially if you've got difficult things going on. And even if you don't, but you're just tired. And then, but thinking you have to schedule playtime in, come on, what more do I have to do, But when you actually do it, then you realise that it does so enrich your life. That it's well worth it.
I think it's a little bit like that you have to schedule a date, say, with your partner when you're in a long-term relationship, because otherwise it's never going to happen.
Yeah, that's true.
So, or with your friends, you have to make time. You have to schedule time. It sounds horrible, but
because you think I should be able to
schedule it, but
you do have to schedule
time for it.
You have to make time for play.
So, in order to make time for it, what do you have to do? You have to take time away from something else. So.
But instead of thinking about taking time away,
let's thinking about... People do think like that, though. That's why they don't do it.
Yeah, but what are you going to be taking time away? Maybe more mindless TV watching or something.
Exactly.
So in the end,
I
know you feel as if you... Because I do it too. Just watch hours and hours on, my favourite TV show or whatever. But... just saying no, maybe not watch hours and hours of that and actually schedule time in to play as adults.
Yeah, imagine
what does play mean though?
Imagine instead of, say, watching your favourite show, which could also be considered some time for you. You could watch a comedy show.
It's definitely, but it's not real playtime, is it?
But imagine if instead you said, right, I'm going to play a game with someone, even if it's an online game, but you're going to be playing, you're interacting with someone else. You're actually playing with them.
Yes, I know, yeah.
So, and why is it like at Christmas we get all the games out?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking,
So, and then how nice it is, but as soon as Christmas is over or the festivities are over, then
it's all finished.
You forget them.
You forget about them and you put them away.
But we could easily play a game. I'm going to do that tonight now. What day is it today?
Just a random day.
Yeah. Wednesday, I'm going to do that today.
You're
And
going to
I'm
say,
gonna-
let's play a game.
Let's play a game.
Yeah, you've got all those board games, haven't you?
I'm going to get one out.
Yeah, they're quite fun, but you do
They
seem to...
don't want to do it.
They don't want to do it, only if it's Christmas or something. They,
I
being the
bet you
family
they-
members.
I bet you almost
It's probably you
doesn't
doesn't want to do it.
I don't want to particularly do it, but because you want to go into your little evening trance or whatever,
want-
going and watching TV and going online and doing what you want to do.
Just something sort of like mindless where you can just take your mind away from your
I mean,
real
it's like
day.
an effort, isn't it?
It's
to
an
play
effort.
a game.
It is an effort. It's an effort to play in your relationship as well, like what you were saying, especially if you're both tired, etc., whether it's a romantic relationship, whatever, you forget that element of play, which is fundamental really, because that's how we develop. If we think about it, as humans, we develop through play.
We do.
And we learn through play what things are, so we can, I mean, I know like in some couples they like doing the role playing. Well, hey, that's perfectly fine too.
Well, that's a form of playing.
It's definitely a form of playing, and it can spice up the relationship. Why not? You're still playing to a certain extent.
Yes. Yes.
It's consensual. You're playing. You're having fun. You're having a bit of a laugh. You're getting away from your real life and pretending. You're pretending, like when you're little, you pretend.
You play make believe. You
pretend, yeah. You pretend to do whatever you want to do, and you play. Thinking about when we were little, we used to pretend all the time and play and pretend to be magical, to have magic powers, and have the wand.
Well, that was fun.
That was great fun.
I still remember that.
Or dressing up, and and you were like, oh, who's the king and the queen and all of that, and you had all that power along with it. That was all dressing up and pretending, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's pretending to be something that you're not.
All right. Don't have to be so creepy about it.
No, because
it's play. though. That's the
what
element
I mean
of
is
play.
through pretending, through playing,
You-
you can actually experience that world, can't you? That you
Exactly.
wouldn't normally experience.
No, you wouldn't. And but it does take, even when you're a kid, it takes effort. You know, we used to have to get all the chest of drawers out with all the clothes in it, but you
Just
had,
putting them back that was a problem.
and then tidying up, afterwards. But I suppose back in our days, we didn't really have the option of going onto the screen because there were only certain TV programs we could watch. And because, we're both in our 50s now, so that was it. It's not like you could have screen time where you could invent your own little magic world on the screen.
No.
You actually physically had to do it and create our own little worlds. But perhaps there was some great benefits in that too.
Well, there was a lot of benefit because
learning
creative.
and-
I mean, now it's beneficial.
It's creative as
You
well.
can creatively create your own little worlds online as well. I'm not saying that you can't.
And
but-
great fun too.
and
it is.
great fun, and it's really
Yeah.
good for your brain.
Yes,
For your
it
brain
is.
training. But what it is, it's not just, I suppose letting someone else take the lead. You're participating in something. When you're watching a program on television, you're not participating, you're just watching. So it's someone else's narrative. Whereas you
You're
become
passive.
part of
You're
the
passive,
narrative.
yeah,
You become part of the story when you're creating it.
Well, it's an active part,
That's
isn't it?
why I think it's important.
Instead of
to
passively
play.
watching, you're actively involved in something. So you're physically actually actively doing it, whether you decide to go and learn how to dance or
Yeah.
or play a game or play sports, whatever it is.
Sometimes I think that's why those watch parties are good as well, because you watch something but you're together and you're commenting on it as well while you watch it. Like those people
Yeah.
that watch a program.
Oh yeah, like my I was going to say my kids now
does
when they're
not like it that much. I mean,
No.
he's used to it now. But if I comment on a program when I'm
it
watching
gets
it,
on his nerves, doesn't
he
it?
wants to listen
Yeah.
to every single word.
Yeah.
Well, I might just get I might
Involved.
get involved in it and start talking about, oh, did you see what happened there? This is analysing it.
Yeah.
And
That can be annoying too. Yeah.
My daughter's better with that. She quite likes it. Not always, but nearly always.
But you mean that's because the fact
Because
that
it's
it's a group.
interactive and you're talking about it as
Yeah.
it goes on.
Yeah, but you're still not
I
actively
think that's why
doing it.
people like the reality programs as well, because they can have a laugh and talk about what's going on in the reality show. They can kind of identify whether they like it or not, but they can identify with it more as a group.
Yes.
So there's that like element of playfulness in it while you're watching it. It's not just something that you're just there watching. That.
But it is different if you're actually doing it. Like if
Obviously.
you actually go and I don't know, do something like the when you have to go in the sack and jump. You know, one thing is watching somebody else do the little race in the sack.
Well, that's quite boring though, isn't it?
No, that's really fun.
No, watching
Oh,
it.
watching it, yeah. Well, you can have a laugh when they fall down or, as long as they don't hurt themselves, And you have a laugh and yay. But when you're actually doing it, it's a different,
It's a different experience.
It's more fun as long as, you're okay. You don't bang your head or something. I don't know why I thought of that game because I think...
It's when you were little we used to do it at school.
Oh, right, okay.
I used to have the sports day where
So
they did
now, as we're grown ups, what kind of play do we actually have? I mean, you play golf.
which is very playful.
It is playful, is it? You say people get really stressed.
Some of them do, but in general, the way I play is I find it playful.
Right, I'm trying to think, what do I actually do to play? It's not that much playing going on.
For me, it's playing
Playing
and
a bit
it's
like
fun,
with
and
you.
it's socialising.
Like these podcasts I can sort of put them into that kind of play.
Because it's a moment for yourself.
Yeah. And I find them enjoyable as well, so I can consider it. But it's not like real play, is it?
That's not play.
No.
Well, I mean, it kind of is, but not really.
No. No. I mean, well, is playing golf play? It is. Yes, because it's called play.
It's called playing golf.
Yes, it is playing. Yeah, I've just thought of that. Yeah, right. Okay.
It's playtime. It's like fun time.
It's fun time, yeah.
I mean, it's also good for you because it's exercise and it's
before
athleticism.
before doing golf, what would you say your playtime was then?
Probably gardening.
Gardening, yeah. Is that really? Sometimes I think that's hard though.
It was hard work, but it was also playful because it's creative, and I would look forward to doing it. It's outside.
Yeah, I guess I do that. Yeah, I do look forward to doing that, even though now I've got these allergies. But yeah.
I would like to start. I just want people to
playtime.
have like a more playful attitude, like to laugh more.
Yeah.
To look for those little jokes in life, to look at the
funny side of it.
absurdities in life
Yes.
and find them funny. That's what I like.
Yeah, me too. Just like every day, even when you're like
to
at work.
laugh a lot,
But to
throughout the
notice the humour behind.
to have a good laugh with your colleagues, to have a good laugh, to have a laugh.
Yes,
like,
that's it. Yeah.
Like even when bad things, happen, like the coffee machine breaks or something.
Oh, well, yeah,
about
come
it.
on. That's not...
That would be tragic.
Tragic. For who? For
When
you?
you get to work and there's no coffee.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that
I mean, I wouldn't like that.
No, we don't like that. No. Yeah, that's true.
But some people could go moaning and moaning, but I would find the funny side of it, and then say maybe we can go pop
outside.
over, pop over
go to the coffee shop.
To the coffee shop across the road or something. It'll give us time to have a little bit of a laugh and bond with our colleagues.
So I think in order to do this, we have to be a little bit more creative in the way we think about things, perhaps.
Definitely.
Yeah, and try and get out of our own minds a little bit more and become more childlike in a way.
Well, yeah, I think that's what comedians do really well because they look at the funny side of life, don't they? And they'll point it out and they make jokes of it.
Yes, they do.
So I think if we make light of our own lives and be more
not take
jokey,
ourselves so seriously,
and be more, have that little element of humour also in our close relationships, and we have a funny little laugh and a giggle throughout the day, it's going to make us feel amazing.
Yeah, that's so important, really. Yeah, it's like when you ask somebody who do you want to partner up with in life, like a romantic partner, they often say, what are the most important qualities? They'll say, I want, honesty, and then they say kindness, but then it's they want humour, big part of it. They want somebody to have a sense of humour. Don't you believe it? What are you laughing at? I mean, this is true. You want somebody with a sense of humour.
You do.
Well, I do, and I know that a lot of
you do want that.
You do want that, yeah. And because it makes
Because it's contagious.
It makes being around that person light.
A happy experience.
Instead of heavy going, it's lighter, isn't it? If you've got somebody with a sense of humour.
Yeah, and I think that when you first start going out with someone, that there can be often lots of very funny things happening. It can also be stressful, but it can be funny.
Obviously, it's funny at the beginning. Yeah, there's a lot of funny things happening.
Of things that you're like, looking
the
to
awkwardness,
make each other laugh, like almost on purpose.
Yes.
I think we have to go back to that, like looking to get a laugh out of your partner.
You would do that a lot, wouldn't you? To make sure he would laugh a lot.
To make sure that you try and say something that's quite funny.
Yes.
To make the other person laugh. And that might sound contrived, but in the end, that's what keeps most successful relationships going, really, humour.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You can turn leaving the toilet seat up, which could get really on someone's nerve. You can turn it into a humorous thing, can't you? Into a funny thing. And then it won't get on your nerves anymore.
If you think of it as funny.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean... it doesn't really bug me, so I can't explain that much.
He was in a hurry to get out of there.
Yeah. And I'm not really getting that joke. As long as you're enjoying it.
Didn't have time to
put the toilet seat down. Yeah, he was in a hurry. Yeah, it's a man that leaves the toilet seat up.
Well, mostly. The women don't do that.
No. I mean, I don't know.
You don't know about that?
No, of course I know about that. It's not like I've come across, I've arrived at this stage in my life and I've never noticed this is what men do.
This is one of the common pet peeves of couples.
Right, okay. I didn't realise that was one of the common pet peeves.
Yeah, obviously it doesn't bother you. Or leaves the slippers in the middle of the room or something.
Yeah.
The dog gets them and bites them.
Yeah, that can happen if you've got a dog. Yeah, absolutely. The toothpaste thing,
the
these kind of
toothpaste.
The toothpaste and things like that.
What could be funny about that one?
That's not funny, but I'm thinking it's funny now. It's not funny. I mean, there's nothing funny, but I always think that when I see it, I mean, it's quite morbid actually, but I think I'm glad he's here with me, and that's a sign of him being alive because. I'm quite like that, I don't. So I see it's a sign of life around me.
Good.
Yeah, so it doesn't annoy me at all. I like it because I love him and I want him to be around and leave, and I want to see that because it means he's here with me.
Yeah.
And I don't care whether he covers it or not, and I cover it. Yeah. But it's like one of those things that Yes, I know. Yeah, just saying it sounds terrible, but I think if you do believe that you're not eternal, and you do think that
back to this, are we?
Yeah, this is supposed to be a light-hearted podcast, but if you believe that you're not eternal, then there's more time to laugh and enjoy life. Really,
there is.
There's more.
You make the most of it, don't you?
What? That's not going to annoy you, is it? If you're thinking the other extreme, the big picture is that, hey, you have somebody, why am I going to be annoyed about that? You can be annoyed if you want, but it doesn't, not me personally, it doesn't affect me. I'm not saying that. All of you out there that are finding that really terrible.
Yeah, but I think
good for
if
you.
I
don't mind.
I think if you're finding it terrible, I think you can also look at the humorous side of it, and then maybe to go inside yourself and think, what do I do? No,
maybe you need more space or something. Yeah.
No. Or what do I do that could annoy my partner?
Well, yeah, millions of things. Yeah.
Because sometimes
when you brush your hair, all the hair
fixated on that one thing, and then you might if I go into my bathroom and I look around, most of the mess is mine. All our cosmetics
around. Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then that doesn't get on my nerves because I just know I can tidy it up when I want.
Exactly, it's all right if we do it. Yeah.
So if you think like that, you can also see that maybe the more humorous or playful side of it as well.
Well, yeah, you don't have to go down my route, but yeah, definitely you can. You'll definitely see the playful side.
I always remember, this isn't that funny, but it's sweet. I always remember my mother-in-law when we used to go to England with the kids when they were little. They used to touch the windows that she'd just cleaned and looking out the garden, and I always remember once she told me, when you leave, it's going to make me cry now.
Oh, yeah.
But when you leave, she said, I always look at the fingerprints of the little ones.
Okay.
And she said, and I don't wipe them off. I leave them.
that's
Because she's so sad that we'd left. Because obviously we lived in Italy, so we'd go and see them and stay with them.
So she loved the fact that
And
they
she
put their
loved
little
the
hands
little
on the window
fingerprints.
prints.
She would actually say, I leave them there, I don't clean them off.
Oh, yeah.
She's no longer with us now.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. But she enjoyed the children playing.
She left that. Yeah,
that was treasure for her.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking they're dirtying the windows.
Yeah.
No, look, they're my little grandchildren, and I'm going to have their fingerprints on the window pane for a long time after they've gone back to their home in Italy. She had that to treasure. So maybe in a kind of way, that's me, like with the toothpaste,
Well,
you know,
yes.
thinking I've got the person I love near me now.
Treasure.
Because one day if I see that toothpaste perfectly covered, I'll think,
Well, it's like don't sweat the small stuff, isn't
Well,
it?
yeah.
Really, in life, find a more humorous way. Look at the funny side of life, and
or the more endearing side,
Yes.
and see that side, and basically, so the dust will always fall, like what our mum used to say, isn't it? Mm. You know, don't be so worried about certain things.
yeah, see the funny side of life.
That's easier to say than to do sometimes, though, isn't it?
But I'm sure if you really think about it, you can.
Yeah.
And if you can't, I mean, even just it's been scientifically
Making an effort,
proven
making
that
an
if you
effort.
just force a smile on yourself, you're going to start smiling and laughing sooner or later.
That's
so if you
true.
just keep that smile on your face, it will turn into
Well,
a giggle.
your physiology does affect your psychology.
neurology,
So
yeah.
yes, so if you do have a smile, even if it's fake to start off with, eventually it's going to affect how you're feeling inside.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty impressive, yeah. And you fake laughter, and then afterwards you might really laugh.
Yeah, why do you think in those comedies they used to put that canned laughter on?
Yeah, well, they still do, like the retro
I
ones.
don't know if they do that now.
Well, I don't know, but I think there's some TV programs in Italy where they still have the fake laughter.
That's not funny.
No, but it kind of to stimulate, isn't it? Yeah.
I think we have to play more, and have more fun in our lives, and because in the end, I think that's what really counts. You're going to remember those funny moments.
You'll remember. That's when you're going to make the memory. You'll make the memory of that time when you had a good laugh, and you'll remember that. Whereas you might not remember other things. So it's important, also, I think.
And I think when you make someone laugh, especially if you're not that good at it, you feel really good as well. It makes you feel really happy.
Yeah, it does make you feel good. No, it does.
You make someone really laugh or really laugh.
Yeah.
I remember once when I was really young and at university, and I went on a trip to Marseille with from Paris, because I was living in Paris with
your roommate,
my roommate.
Yeah.
And we were all at a restaurant, and then they were talking about Star Trek, and and then they would say, yeah, beam me up, Scotty. And I'd never watched Star Trek or done anything like that. So I just said, innocently, who's Scotty? And honestly, they just went mad. They wet themselves practically from laughing. They found it, I mean, even I don't even think it's that funny now, because obviously, for me, it wasn't a funny thing. But I mean,
you were so
remember
happy
it.
that they laughed.
Oh my God, I got a laugh out of them. That was really nice. So,
yeah, who's Scotty?
Yeah, it's so nice to make people laugh. I think it's a gift you can give them, and to make yourself laugh as well. To look at the lighter side.
Look at the lighter side of it.
Lighter and brighter.
Lighter. And increment this playfulness in your relationship with
play games.
I mean, play games, or just sing a little song and have a little dance around the house and look foolish and feel foolish, but do it anyway. Just doing little things like that.
Also, you can also be very playful with the way you dress. You can be playful with that as well.
Oh yeah, that'll certainly convey a certain kind of. That's so true.
Flair.
Artistic flair, yes, and it'll make people feel Well, you don't want to make people laugh. But, you know,
Well, you
well, who
can.
cares? You know,
Yeah, why
as long as they're laughing with you.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to, yeah.
Don't have to laugh at you.
Well, unless you're doing it totally on purpose and you're going to be wearing a ridiculous hat or something. Because then you're looking for that laugh.
Yeah.
You know, and... But that's a different thing, isn't it?
Anyway, let us know how you make people laugh.